So a trick to find out what your check engine codes are, you go to the ignition and you do this 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. And you look at your dash and it'll start showing you all the engine codes. (0307) means cylinder 7 misfire. So bad spark plug or coil potentially. Now you know how to check Dodge Ram codes without needing a scanner. Any 3rd gen, diesel, gas, or it doesn't matter. If you want to check your codes without connecting any kind of computer or scanner, this makes it really nice. So really cool thing that Dodge did here. I love it. So we got the intake off, and now we're just getting to the coils. This, guys, is what the spark plugs are looking like. It's so crusty. This is definitely going to be the problem of why it ran so rough. So I'm glad that that's going to be fixed, because I'm really confident that this is the issue. So in comparison to the new spark plugs, look at them. That's how it should be, and that's how it looks right now. I think we're a safe bet to say that we found our issue of why it misfires at higher RPMs. When it's on low RPMs, it's okay, but higher RPMs, it would misfire. So this is definitely a spark plug issue. We got that one issue out of the way. Alright, this was a pain. One of these rubber pieces got stuck, and I had to use this right here to pull it out. That took a while for no reason, but that also means that we'll be getting a new coil, because this one has a crack in it, and I'm sure it'll work, but that's just not the way I want to do things. So I'm just gonna get a new coil. It's probably like $40. We just get that new coil and install it. But now we want to slide in our new spark plugs. Just gonna drop it into the hole and go ahead and tighten it. There you go. Nice and snug. And then we got 2 more left in the back, and we'll be done with the spark plugs. I'm also gonna go ahead and get a new filter while we go to get a new coil pack. Okay, so now we gotta do the throttle body relearn, because I did disconnect it. The connector was in the way. You just turn on the ignition. You slowly accelerate the pedal until you hit a full stop. Go 1, 2, 3 seconds. Now slowly remove the pedal. And now you should be able to start it. And now the RPMs are working good, because my RPMs were jumping up and down, so they were not working good. And now with the new spark plugs, it revs up good. It idles good. Just a good truck now. Now, for this right here that moves freely, they said the only problem with it is that the linkage fell off. We've got a seat cover coming in as well, so, but I don't know if we'll have time to replace it. Anyways, we go in over here, and sometimes they just tend to fall off. This connector has to connect with right here to over there. So what you want to do is grab these little rubber bushings first. Try to get a light on, that way you guys can see better. You want to plop your rubber bushing in first. These rubber bushings, they fall apart, and then the whole piece just comes flying out. This is what it should look like after you're done. Unfortunately, I couldn't show you guys because it's hard to do with one hand, but I used this little screwdriver to push in the rest of it. So now we got to do the same thing to that one. Now that we got this one in and we got that one in, we're going to continue install. We're just going to install this end over here. This corner goes this way. I thought you were going to have to cut it at first, but I realized I was just installing it the wrong side. So once you get that plopped in, you want to adjust it in plop it in like so. Make sure your shifter is in the neutral position. It might take you a couple tries to adjust it, but it's no worries. And then you could just tighten it. Right now, it's going to be a 13 millimeter for the bolt. So you tighten it and try to test how the shifter's working, and if it's working good, it's working good. And you got nothing to worry about, and all is well. So yeah, make sure it's just snug in there. So now you're just gonna test that it works. Just testing that it works. That's too high. And if it's not going in to 4, then we gotta adjust the linkage a little bit. Alright, next up we got the blower motor. These are just some things we got powder coated for our Cummins truck. But over here, what we're gonna have to do is unscrew these bolts right here and figure out why our blower motor is not working. Really hoping those are not the connectors for it, because that would suck. Not sure what these wires are, really. It looks exactly the same. Very similar, if not the same. So those look like Torx to me. Remove those Torx and swap over the fans, see what happens. So we're gonna take our garbage freight special tool, this T25 Torx screwdriver, and we're just gonna unscrew these 3 little bolts all around, and the whole thing should just come out right there. Anyways, figure that bolt out. Alright, so we're just gonna disconnect the connectors. You push down over here and it pops out, and the same thing for this one. You push down right here and it pops out. This is our old blower motor, and we're gonna be throwing in another one. Alright, so that's the new blower motor, but we don't even need that one because we figured out the issue. That wire, there should be 2 wires coming in here. This one was plopped out. When I go to turn on, like on a 1 position, I can actually get this blower motor to spin now. Check it out. So the issue in this blower motor was just the wire was jumped out somehow out of it. We're gonna solder that wire connector back in, and we will have a working heater again. Because I knew when you switch from cold to hot, you can just feel the air ever so slightly switch from cold to hot. So I knew this couldn't be the problem. Although maybe if this was a separate switch and it was the problem, okay, we would have replaced it. But since I had a hunch that since this is working, I doubt that one stopped working. And yeah, this was the problem. It was so loose wire right here that came out. The heat is working. I don't know if you can hear that, and it's blowing air. So no more freezing on the drive home. It's working good. Yeah. Nice. We got the shifter cable adjusted. We can go into 4x4. The 4x4 lights up. If I go into neutral, it's neutral, and nothing will happen. Yep, we're not driving. So then put it back into neutral, shift into 2 high. We should be able to drive in rear wheel drive, and then back into neutral. We try 4x4, it should turn on. There you go. So 4 high, 4 low works. And we could test it on the road right now, but what I'm going to do is put it back into 2-wheel drive, keep it in there. Next up is this reflector was broken, and I got another one. We're just going to plop it in there. This interior is in really good shape, so with that being the only thing that's bad, essentially, we're just going to go ahead and change it. So I don't know why, but I pulled on it and it flew out, so I don't know if that's like a normal thing. Should they just slide out like that? But as Smells like cigarettes a little bit, so but yeah, that came right out. I also want to change my charger to here, that way it's less noticeable. Here, that looks cleaner. Let's change it to the blue color to match our stereo. Alright, so we have our box of parts. Here's that ashtray that we need. We're gonna go ahead and just try sliding it in. I think that's what it does. It just slides in nicely. Yep. Okay. That works good. We'll just wipe it down a little bit. Oh, there you go. It clicked in. And it's working good too. Yeah, but this is looking good. Oh, this piece wasn't clicked in for some reason. Go take it for a test run to see how well it's running on RPMs past 2.5, because that's when the hesitation started with, like, you almost want to call it a misfire. So we got her started. Airbag went off. Let's buckle up. Let's buckle in. Yeah, no lights on the dash. Nice. That's what I like to see. Alright guys, check it out. 15, it just went up one, but it's going up. So it went from 11 mpg to 15.5, and it may be creeping up, but I'm not sure. And that was definitely a good thing. Look at that, we're actually going to be spending less on fuel initially by buying those spark plugs for 50 bucks. I also went ahead and replaced that coil that I broke while removing. I think it was just crumbling on that one. Good to go. And the truck runs really nice right now. There's no hesitation on idle. And also the first code was an AC fan blower, and for some reason it caused the idle to idle funny. And the fuse was blown on it, so I changed the fuse. And so we're all good on that too. So thanks for staying along for the process. Stay tuned for our next video.